This past March, President Obama made it clear that he was listening when he fully removed the Atlantic Ocean from the 5-year oil and gas leasing plan. That was an important victory, but it was only a temporary victory. It's clear by the Senate's consideration of the legislation before us today that lining the pockets of big oil executives is going to remain a top priority for the majority party. We must do everything in our power to stand up to the oil industry, protect our coastal communities, and fight for the people whose lives depend on a vibrant shore economy. That's why today I'm calling on President Obama to use his authority under the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act to permanently ban drilling in the Atlantic Ocean. The authority was given to the President by Congress to permanently protect coastal waters from oil and gas drilling, while still allowing for important economic activities like fishing, shipping, and developing offshore wind energy. Unlike a traditional executive order, this designation cannot be undone by a future administration. It would ensure that the rights of our shore communities to run their businesses, to vacation with their families, to fish in clean coastal waters are protected for generations to come. It would continue the administration's commitment to preserving our environment, to protecting public health, and to strengthening local economies. And it's not just the Atlantic that deserves this protection. I also hope that President Obama gives the same consideration to the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic is a fragile ecosystem depended on by subsistence hunters and diverse wildlife. Extreme cold and harsh weather conditions make an Arctic spill both more likely and harder to clean up. Declaring the Atlantic and the Arctic off limits to big oil is a step the President can take immediately to show that we as a nation are committed to the future of our shore towns, of our beaches, of our environment, being good stewards of the land for future generations of Americans. Our public land should be just that, public assets that are part of our national heritage. This presidential action will ensure we treat them that way instead of monetizing them to build profits for the oil industry. To me, the decision on offshore drilling is a simple question of values. I value the generations of families who spend their vacations on the Jersey Shore. It's a birthright. I value the small business and fishermen who give and sustain a thriving shore economy against all odds in the wake of Superstorm Sandy. I value having clean coastal waters which are home to diverse and rich ecosystems. I value the commitment New Jerseyans have for a clean energy future. Drilling in the Atlantic is antithetical to any of these values. And it's because of those values that I intend to stand with the millions of Americans who have raised their voices and delivered the message to big oil: stay off our shores. I look forward to working with my colleagues and my constituents in the coming weeks to secure a permanent drilling ban for the Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. It will be a lasting message for future generations that we are not willing to sell the future of their economy or the future of their environment for short-term profits. It's a fight worth having, and it's one I believe we can win. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.